All right, everybody, good morning. How's it going? Time for some nose tackle sleepers. That's right, we're doing some nose tackle sleepers. It's admittedly not a great draft for a true nose tackle. And one thing I want to be clear about is, in general, the true nose tackle is starting to kind of go the way of the dodo. It's rare that you find a guy who you can feel really comfortable about playing in a 3-4 nose tackle role. And some of the guys who do are not traditional space eaters. You will see, like, the example I always point to is Jay Ratliff with the Cowboys. He was the nose tackle when they ran the 3-4 with Wade Phillips. He was a small guy. He was sub 300, and he got a lot of sacks, and they made that work. But the true nose tackles are becoming a little more uncommon. And that being said, I do think that Pete and this coaching staff in general is going to want a true sizable block eating nose tackle because Pete really cares about stopping the run. And in this division, that makes some sense. So I do think we're going to be looking for a guy like this, but I don't know if it'll come from this crop because it's a pretty thin crop. I only found 3 guys. Let's take a look at them. First is John Ridgeway from Arkansas. 6'5", 321 pounds, little lighter than I would like, but he played 3-4 nose tackle in college, so it would be kind of unreasonable to say he can't do it. 5.340, 40 time for a nose tackle, doesn't matter that much. Nice little 20-yard shuttle, 4.73. Only has 1 season of significant stats. 39 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks in 2021. He's on a few big boards, anywhere from the 4th round to the 6th round. That's probably his most likely range. Like I said, this guy did play nose tackle in college, so you know he can do it at least on that level. Because he was playing for Arkansas, he did get to play against good competition. He played against good offensive lines, and he still played well. So this is not like he was playing against a bunch of bottom-feeding college teams. He drew double teams constantly against good opponents. He's strong, he's powerful, he's somebody who you're not going to easily move. He knows how to get low and use leverage, get his pad level low. He's going to be good against the run. He's definitely going to be able to stuff the run, I think, at the NFL level. Now, as you would kind of expect of a lower-level nose tackle prospect, he's not much of a presence as a pass rusher, and there are some technique things that I think he needs to clean up on. I think he's a guy who wins mostly on his strength and his size. Going to be harder to do in the NFL. So, Ridgeway, not a bad idea to take a flyer on him in the 5th round if you feel like you need the help at nose tackle, but relatively one-dimensional player. Okay, next guy is Tyrone Truesdell from Florida. And this guy here is, he's packing. 335 pounds at 6'2". That is a wide-bodied man. Wide body. 5.1940. He's kind of seen less action as the years have gone on. Because of that, I only found 1 big board where he was ranked, and he was ranked as a UDFA. The Draft Network had him ranked barely in the top 300. As you can see, 2019 was a big year for him. 31 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. And then it got less and less as time went by. I think he got hurt. There's some stuff that's been going on with him that has just prevented him from breaking out, but it means you might be able to get him as a UDFA. So the things about Truesdell that are appealing are that he does hold up in run defense. He's not going to get moved out of the point. He is an overall decent athlete. I wouldn't say great, but he is a good athlete. He uses his leverage well. He knows how to get low and get up underneath offensive linemen and win the battle in the trenches that way. And he did show the ability to shoot the gaps to make plays in the backfield when the opportunity was afforded him. Some issues with him would be he gets stuck on linemen sometimes. I think you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. Once he gets blocked, sometimes he's just kind of done. He doesn't shed the blocker. He doesn't continue to move towards the ball. He just kind of gets stuck. He's got limited pass down viability, and I'm not convinced he's a 3-4 nose tackle. He might be a 1-tech. Maybe he just doesn't quite have enough ability to eat up space despite his wide frame. I'm not sure. That's a little hard for me to guess on right now. But Tyrone Truesdell is somebody you could get in UDFA. And at this weight, at this size, he gives you at least a chance to find success as a 3-4 nose tackle. Okay, last guy we're going to take a look at here, again, it was a pretty small list of true nose tackles that I found, is Markwand Mccall. Kentucky product. He's got the size. 6'3", 342 pounds. Absolute waddler on the 40 time. 5.68. And I know it doesn't matter, but you won't find too many 40 times that are slower than this. 5.68. The stats are obviously nothing significant. He had over 20 tackles the first 2 years, 4 tackles for loss in 2019. He had 9 tackles, but actually 3.5 of them were for a loss in 2021. So he is definitely somebody who is more about absorbing the blockers so that the linebackers behind him can do work. But hey, that is ultimately what a nose tackle is supposed to do. So if you look at the big boards, ESPN likes him. They think he could be a 5th round pick, maybe high 6th. Walter Football does as well. CBS, kind of in the same range. Draft Network says 7th round. So this guy's probably going to be about a 6th round pick, I think. Maybe early 7th, late 6th, something like that. This guy is a pure nose tackle. This guy played nose tackle at Kentucky. He can definitely do it, at least functionally. Can he do it well? That we don't know. But functionally, he can play a 3-4 nose tackle because he did it in college. He's definitely massive. He knows how to keep low, play close to the ground. Very hard to uproot him because he gets beneath everyone. Doesn't get pushed around and eats up space in the middle. You're not going to outmuscle him. You're not going to push him out of the spot. He is a good bet to be able to just plug holes in that in the run game and make life harder for anything that goes up the gut. The cons, the issues are he's got no pass rush really whatsoever. He has half a sack for his career in college. He is strong, but he's not as strong as this size would tell you. You look at a dude who's 340 plus, you would make some assumptions about his ability. I do think that he's not as strong as this size indicates, and he could stand to get a little stronger. And overall, he's just not going to be much of a playmaker. He's not the guy who's going to be making the plays. He's going to set people up for the plays. And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But at the end of the day, there is definitely a low ceiling on a guy like this. He's going to offer you nothing but the ability to plug the run. And I do think he'll be good at that. Beyond that, you're not looking at a whole heck of a lot. So that's my look at some sleeper nose tackles in this upcoming draft. There are probably a couple more, but I looked far and wide for good nose tackles in this draft and mostly came up pretty dry. This is about the best I can do. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you like in this crop, and maybe there's somebody I missed. Go ahead and give it a shot. But I'll tell you, if we don't get Travis Jones, then we are just going to cross our fingers that Al Woods and Brian Monet can hold it down, I think. None of these guys strike me as big impact players year one in Ridgeway, Truesdell, or McCall. But that being said, as a nose tackle in a 3-4, there is a little bit of a lower learning curve, I think. So sometimes people surprise you. All right, so next video will be about the defensive ends. We're going to take a look at some 3-4 ends. A little more exciting, a little more high-end talent available in this draft. But let me know what you guys think about this nose tackle crop. I'm out of here. Go Hawks.